back on live, I think a little prematurely because I just was ready to go. And again, just getting back in touch. Hopefully, everyone is having a phenomenal new year. We're giving the LinkedIn a whirl this year. We want to get on live. So much to talk about today. Super excited because 1 week from today, I open up the master class from crackthetaxcode.com. So super excited about that. I'm just going to give it a few moments while people just log in to join. And of course, I always make my lives available to anyone. I'm looking like just to make sure everything is great. I always want to make sure that my lives are available for those if they can they can come in and see them at their leisure or when their bandwidth allows. But I'm telling you, it has been an exciting year. We are off to a great start. And if you didn't hear, because this is my realm, my world, the tax filing season does open on January 26th. Now, that's when it's open. All my folks are wanting to be proactive. No one is wanting to do an extension. So I'm super excited. It's like it really did start like yesterday. So many requests saying, hey, I much rather be ahead of time. And what I'm doing as an agency, and maybe some of my other colleagues can agree, just getting those folks in, getting them started. I'm very proud of some of our clients. They've gotten into the rhythm of doing their bookkeeping. Estimated taxes are due on the 15th. So get with your tax folks if they're still finalizing those books. I know that I'm going to be burning the midnight oil with my team just to make sure that we can get some estimates out today and make sure we continue in the spirit of being proactive. Again, just giving everyone just a little time to log on, making sure that everything is up and running. If you don't know where to follow me, this is on LinkedIn, but I also post content on YouTube. I'm getting into that space as well, just wanting to be more valuable here at DNA Financial Solutions. So let me go ahead and get started. But before I do, it's an exciting time, an exciting year. And despite the fact that there is some controversy around the big, beautiful bill, I will say that there are areas that are specifically crafted for you, the CEO legacy minded business owner, right? It just depends on where your head is at and how you're going to approach it this year. I have combed through it. I'm still combing through it again, just to make sure that I wrap my head around everything that this could possibly do for you. Again, a legacy minded CEO. And I always like to look at it. I always use that term just to let you know where that comes from. That is something that I have coined. I've also seen several consulting personnel use founder, CEO, because it's a different mindset. It's a different shift. It's not about chasing the refund. It's not about expensing so much that you put yourself out of any type of higher level game. The game is all about decoding it so you can benefit from it. And I like to use the word decode because it can be layered. It is definitely a complex system, and it only rewards those who understand how to play it. A lot of people go into it fearfully, but what you have to do is like have sovereignty over it. I know from my own tax journey that it can be somewhat complex, but I always like to bring those experience to my clients, to my network as ways that they can understand there's always resolution, and then there's always some sort of plan that you can have for yourself. So with that said, today's topic, tax prep tells you about what happened in the past, and tax strategy determines what happens next. And so the reason why I wanted to bring out a master class specifically for educational purposes is to make sure that We are no longer looking at taxes in the same way. Yes, there's compliance, but you always want to look at it as a way to position yourself. The tax returns that I've come across in the last decade plus, they tend to just be for the effort of paying your taxes and filing them and getting the IRS out of your hair. However, what I've come to know is these are to be leveraged in if you're a business owner, and even if you're not. Refis are done on these documents. Getting a home is done in these documents. Getting any type of capital and credit, they're done with these documents. So when people are coming to me say, hey, we need our tax file, we need our books, we need our financials, this whole entire process is a setup on how you maneuver in the realm, in this three-dimensional realm that we're in. So you want to make sure that they are aligned and in order. And sometimes that does take time, hence why I wanted to bring the mastermind, why I wanted to educate more people about the big, beautiful bill so you can learn how to use it on your behalf. Also, there's an education piece that I think that individuals need to understand as CEO, legacy-minded CEO folks. You want to have a high level. You don't have to be an accountant, but you definitely want to have a high level of what is really going on with the tax process. You know, there are key factors which we're implementing with our consulting part of our business is the tax return and the books actually tell a story. So you can actually find out month over month how your business is performing. And depending on where you're at in the cycle of business, um, really understand how to do some forecasts, how to connect your books to things like, you know, a dashboard, which will give you some feedback. However, I just wanted to let you know that if these books and when these books are clean, bookkeeping that is, and that's where people also need to be at. I think sometimes people come and push statements out, push expense sheets out when they're at a higher tier type of functioning business, and then expecting just to get to the next level in their business. No, I have to say, you have to have bookkeeping. That's it. You just have to have it. There's several different platforms. I'll have some recommendations in the class on where you're at and what you need to do, but you have to have the bookkeeping together. I think a lot of clients have been not doing that, especially for the solopreneur. But I would say after 50,000, 100,000, that whole little expense sheet, the spreadsheet is null and void. Once you get these in place, then you're a contender. You're literally firing shots and intentions to whatever spiritual realm that you believe in, universe, God. Like, you are literally letting the world know by these higher level functioning apps that you implement into your business that you're ready, that you are ready to take your business to the next level. So these platforms or these resources, they help you do forecasting, structure your business, and then provide the launch pad for having capital in your business. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do a masterclass. And this is one of the reasons why I'm having this conversation with you, is to be able to inform you some of the elements that are needed within your business. And let me look at the time, because I am one to make sure we live in a world of scrolling through, and I want to make sure that I give you the value that you need. Another thing that, do you know, this is one thing I love it when people come into my space. Do you know where your numbers are at? How much did you make last month? How much did you make last year? How much are you making year after year? Even if you didn't go the dashboard route, which is looking at some of your key performance indicators in a deeper level, you can definitely at a glance use your profit and loss and take a look at how your business has performed and make the adjustments accordingly. You can take a look at, you know, your net profit. your gross revenue, and then get an idea of how those expenses are performing against that. One of the reasons of why it's so important to have that looked at in thoroughness is if you don't measure, how are you going to know how to direct where you go? So, and I did not mean to rhyme like that, but sometimes I do. That's kind of funny. My kids tell me that all the time. So, those are just some things that I wanted to bring to your attention uh, as far as the importance of like literally implementing the bookkeeping, the finances, and understanding these things that the big beautiful bill did. They did bring back depreciation, but there's also some wonderful credits that I want to further explore. Most of the master classes I've attended um, in my previous life only discuss expenses. However, there's other ways other than pulling your hair out and trying to expense things that you're not supposed to just to get your tax bill down. So I want to, again, you are invited. Registration is open. I should have the actual link in this, but I have posts all over. Register for it. It's going to be a good time. I am committed to at least doing these lives up until the day of. This is something I am contemplating on bringing more of these master classes for the executive type of CEO who wants a deeper meaning inside of their business so we can get educated. And then, of course, I do offer consulting, I do offer overviews. It's a really good time. Despite the chaos that we're experiencing, I will tell you, if you can just turn off the chaos for just a little bit, because I know that we're experiencing that in our country, but really understand that this is the time to get into formation. Because if you can be focused and if you can stay the course and you can block out the distractions, you have the opportunity to build a strong business that could turn into an asset that could actually lead to wealth creation. And that is one of the things that we have themed here at DNA Financial. We definitely want to be part of the wealth journey and conversation for not just our clients, but our network. So this is just beyond, hey, let me do a transaction. I don't like to gatekeep. Anybody who's in my realm knows that I love to give out information and then like pass it on. So again, check out one of these links. Check me out. Crack the code. It is going to be on January the 20th. I wanted to make sure this upcoming Tuesday. There is a VIP session where you'll get an opportunity to speak with me. I believe I may be bringing on my son. We kind of are a dynamic duo. He is my business partner, but we want to do a Q&A for the VIP. It's a little bit more intensive with those questions. And then we have some really awesome tools that I'll be dropping that will help you organize some great recommendations. So again, give me 1 second. I know that we made an adjustment on the time. So again, crack the tax code, go there, you can register. And then it is 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then those who upgrade to the VIP, it is going to have an hour with me. You get to pick my brain, and that is following an hour after. There is a Facebook group that you can log into that will be monitoring. So you'll be able to have some questions answered and asked at that point. That goes live tomorrow. And then yeah, I think it's just going to be a very, very good time. So next time I'll turn off my phone because it's a little distracting. But again, please join me. I'd love to have you. If you have any questions about taxes, we offer the consult packages when you go to DNA Fin Solutions, or you can slide into my DM and then one of my team members will give you the direct link. So with that said, Have a blessed and abundant day. Look like I kind of went over my time, but appreciate you logging in, and then we'll just take it from there. Be blessed.